You know, as everybody's arguing over the current state of Star Trek, it feels like it's the early 2000s again. There's no new Star Trek TV coming out. Vague announcements about a potential feature film, although we've heard that before. It's a repeat of history. But I remember the early 2000s because it was around that time I got to pitch a new Star Trek movie franchise. I'm Trader Bubba, writer-producer, and this is Bubba Breaks Sci-Fi.
You're gonna see some serious shit.
So say we all.
Engage.
Okay, so it's the early 2000s. Star Trek Enterprise has been off the air for a couple of years. Rick Berman was still the executive producer of all things Star Trek, both TV and film. And the studio just wasn't interested in necessarily making a new Star Trek film. I had a pitch for an entire new crew on a new ship with a very specific deep space exploration mission. I will go into the story a little bit later because I eventually turned it into a Star Trek novel based on the original series crew. But so Rick Berman was still the executive producer for all things Star Trek. Although what I didn't know at the time was he was in the process of retiring. I made a little video. Now keep in mind, this is like 2006, probably. It had to be. When did the J.J. Abrams movie come out? That was 2000, I think 8 or 9. 2009, I think. And this movie hadn't even been announced yet. So it was probably around 2006, going on to 2007. And this was before, obviously, everyone had editing software. But anyway, I made a video, a very short video. And all it was a slow zoom out of the Star Trek Delta, right? This thing right here. So picture a slow zoom out, and then the title appeared on the screen. 10 minutes for 10 years. That was my pitch. Oh, hey, I was just reading this incredibly thick book. If you hit that subscribe button, maybe I can take a break from this monstrosity and make another video. I wanted to pitch a potential new film franchise, all original characters on an original ship. And they had a specific mission to go to this specific sector of space that no one had ever returned from. And it was beyond the frontier. You know, the early days of the Federation, they had sent probes. They all disappeared. They finally sent a ship. That disappeared. But anyway, so I contact Rick Berman's office. His assistant was a lovely woman. And I asked for a meeting. You know, is he taking pitches? I had something going. I think I had a TV pilot at an agency, or I had something going on. And I felt like, hey, I've got some notoriety. You should listen. I was nobody. The woman was a sweetheart. She said no. And then I called back again, I think at least 2 more times. And I finally got a maybe. And then I made that little video, just a little short, few-second video, burned it onto a DVD, sent it in to Rick Berman's office. 10 minutes for 10 years. Just give me 10 minutes. That's all I need to pitch. Just give me 10 minutes to pitch an idea. And the woman said, okay, I'll put you down. Well, let me take a look at his schedule. It's probably going to be about a month away. Something like that. I knew it wasn't going to be like, yeah, come in tomorrow. But it was, we got to schedule it, and it wasn't super immediate, but it wasn't too far away. And I was on top of the world. I was like, oh my God, I really got to actually plot this thing out now and really hone in on this idea. So here's the thing. Did she give me the meeting knowing that Rick Berman was going to step down as executive producer within the time frame, before my meeting? I don't think so, because no one's been rejected in Hollywood more than me. I have been laughed at not once but twice by Martin Sheen's agent. So I had a meeting set with Rick Berman. It was about just under a month away. And then it was probably like a week before that meeting, he basically retired. He stepped down as executive producer of Star Trek, and retired. And then it was, I think, a month or 6 months. I don't remember. It wasn't too long after that Paramount announced they were going to develop a new Star Trek movie and reboot the classic series. And then I think it wasn't too long after that we found out it was J.J. Abrams. So that was the closest I got to pitching a Star Trek movie. Hey, this video is brought to you by TraderBubba.com. At TraderBubba.com, I got all sorts of fun new sci-fi shirts and mugs. Tea, okay, hot. Release the Riker Files. This is actually one of my favorites, huge seller. And I survived Wolf 359. All proceeds do go to charity. The charity does change once in a while, so come back and take a look at that. TraderBubba.com. Link in the description down below. The rest is history. Thank you so much. Don't forget to like, subscribe. It really helps the channel grow. Check out my fun Star Trek merch. Proceeds go to charity. And I will see you in the next video.